Good morning, and thank you for joining me this morning once again for starting your day on a positive note and choosing to spend it with us instead of listening to the bad news that's out there, listening for the impending storm that's starting, or just choosing to start your day off with something different. Speaking of something different today, I want to try something that is either going to work amazingly or it's going to bomb horrendously, but together I think this is going to be a fun journey. So while I go through my introduction for the new people that are joining us this morning, I invite you to get comfortable, have your coffee, within arm shot of you. Feel free to, wiggle your butt into your couch a little bit more, or pull the arms down on your computer chair a little bit. Get yourself comfortable, as this is going to be a fun, creative exercise that we're going to be doing today. What I want to do is, today we are going to start with clearing the noise. We're going to clear our conscious. We're going to clear all of the lists and all of the to-dos that we need to do, because this is, we are 5 days out from the apocalypse. So we're going to clear the noise, and then we are going to establish our veil. Our veil is another way of creating a shield that is going to stay with you for the rest of the day, and it will protect you from the negativity of everyone else and the negativity of the season, and possibly even the negativity of everyone else. And then we are going to awaken your familiar. What is your familiar? If you are familiar with D&D or with tabletop role-playing, I have 100% ripped this idea from that, but I have changed it slightly, so I will be going through my familiar lore, and we will awaken your familiar together, which I think is going to be fun. So, for those of you that are joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is Kat, and I am a transformational life coach, and I have developed a way to meld tabletop role-playing. If you are familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, I have taken some of the cues from that. I've taken some of the cues from Pathfinder, from Iron Kingdoms, from Tiny Dungeons, a whole bunch of different role-playing games. I have taken things that I think work really, really well for creatives to create a program that is dissociation through creation. I am bringing play therapy to adults, and I know as soon as I said therapy, you were probably triggered. This is not traditional talk therapy. I am a fun alternative to traditional talk therapy, where I hold your hand while we traverse your unconscious and explore the root cause of something that might be bothering you. If you have anger management problems, maybe there's a reason for that. And so we travel back in your subconscious and we find out why. We find out what the root cause is. We eliminate that root cause, and we allow you through transformation to become your authentic self and to live a better, fuller life. So without further ado, I am going to put up my super cool favorite meditation screen. This is going to be up for the majority of the stream. I haven't decided if I'm going to keep my ugly mug up here or not, as this is really going to be more of a your own reflection. I don't want you staring at a screen. You're gonna have your eyes closed for 3/4 of it. So I think what I'll end up doing is just turning off my camera in a few minutes. So again, just to frame what we are going to be doing, get yourself some headphones if you find my voice calming. If not, use a speaker, that's cool too. I am not going to take offense because I hate the sound of my own voice, so I don't blame you if you also do not like the sound of my voice. But we're going to use this as an experiment. So we are going to get comfortable. And first, we are going to clear the noise of our unconscious, then we are going to create our veil, and then we're going to go on a journey and awaken your familiar. So, I invite you now to get comfortable, close your eyes, and allow your unconscious to get lost in the music. Notice your breathing. Notice the unconscious act of inhaling through your nose. Feel it move through your lungs. Notice the rise of your chest as your lungs fill. Notice the feeling of relaxation as you exhale. The natural weight of your chest pushing the air back out through your mouth. Breathing in the positivity of the day through your nose, filling your lungs, and then the relaxation as you exhale. Allow the noise of your conscious mind to fill your space. Allow yourself to hear what your conscious mind wants you to know. Mentally imagine a chalkboard in front of you. I want you to pick up a piece of chalk, hear one of the statements that your conscious mind wants you to know, write that on the chalkboard, say, "Thank you," and mute that statement. Do the laundry. Write that down. "Thank you." Mute the noise. Grocery shopping. "Thank you." Mute the noise. As you make your list, notice the silence growing as you mute the individual sounds. Make dinner. "Thank you." Mute the sound. Once all the sounds have been muted, and all you hear is the sound of your breathing, look at the list on the chalkboard. In giving gratitude to your unconscious, erase the board. Good. Now take a moment. Notice your breath. And when the silence has become comfortable, open your eyes. How was that? This is what I do first thing in the morning. I sit with my coffee. I have Pixel laying across my lap. And I list all of the things that my unconscious needs me to do or needs me to be aware of. I write them down on my mental chalkboard. And then I clear the list. So now that we have cleared our mind, now that we have established the silence, we are going to establish the veil. The veil is what protects you from the shadows. This is your shield. Imagine a translucent barrier between you and the world around you. It could be anything you want. It could be green flame, blue water, purple fog, or red fire. Feel the warmth of it on your face. Feel the protection covering you like a blanket. And now I would like to ask you, is it all right for your unconscious mind for you to discover your veil today and for you to be aware of it consciously? If you had a pang of, ooh, that didn't feel right, or if your unconscious instantly said no, that's okay. This is new. This may be different. Your unconscious might be uncomfortable. Is there any part of your unconscious mind that would like to resist this simple process? If you said yes, that's okay. You don't have to create your veil. You don't have to follow us through the quantum space, through your timeline if you don't want to. You can just listen. I invite you now to imagine yourself floating gently upwards above yourself. Floating up way up high into the quantum space above your timeline. Notice that the higher you float, the better you feel. Imagine floating higher and higher, way up high in the sky. Imagine floating into space, into the cosmos, into the quantum. Just imagine and make it up as you go. Imagine it so that you are sitting far away and very small below you. You can imagine this visually and picture what you are seeing. You can do this with sound and hear what the cosmos sound like. You can feel this process and how safe you feel within your veil. Know that however you experience yourself doing this process is just fine and perfect for you. Now staying way up high, simply look down into the room. See yourself sitting surrounded by your veil. See yourself protected and safe. Now gently float back down into the room, into your body. And when you are back, and when you are comfortable, open your eyes. I just want to take a few moments now to allow you to experience your veil. Does this veil feel different than your shield? Does this veil feel more comfortable than the triple layer shield? While we are in the veil, I would like to quickly run through a body scan. Take a drink of your coffee to calm yourself. Roll your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. And just carry your awareness through. As I rotate through all the body parts, just physically feel them. Maybe move them if you can, or just mentally become aware of them. Allow the body part to feel the comfort of the veil and allow them to emanate the positive energies. Right hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. All 5 fingers together. Palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, hip, thigh, knee, ankle, heel, top of the foot, bottom of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, all 5 toes combined, the whole right side, the whole right side, the whole right side. Left hand thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, all 5 fingers combined, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, side, hip, thigh, knee, shin, ankle, heel, top of the foot, bottom of the foot, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, all 5 toes combined, the whole left side, the whole left side, the whole left side. Mentally develop awareness of your whole body. Picture your veil around you. Picture your whole body encompassed by the veil, emanating the positive energy from each of the body parts that you've drawn your attention to. The whole body. The whole body. Good. Now open your eyes. Let's just take a few moments now to break through from the trance that I might have put you in. Roll your shoulders again. Break out all of the stiffness in your knuckles. You know, if you have to crack your knuckles, if you need to rotate your wrists, if you need to rotate your ankles, go for it. And while we are taking this quick break, I just want to give a shout out to Fat Kid Mark, who just followed us on Twitter, or not on Twitter, on Twitch. Thank you, Mark, for your follow. I hope you are finding this enlightening, and I hope you are finding this enjoyable. For anybody who is just joining us, you can feel free to hit the like button on YouTube, hit the follow button, and you will always get alerts whenever I go live. I like to go live weekday mornings right now from 7 to about 8 o'clock, unless of course chat explodes and we have a really good conversation going, and then maybe we'll spill into the 9 o'clock hour, who knows. This is for you. This stream is for you to start your day off on a positive note. And I want to thank you again if you are joining us for actively choosing to start your day off on a positive note, actively choosing to listen to this podcast or this stream or this live stream, whatever you want to call it. I want to thank you for choosing to listen to this opposed to watching the news, reading the financials, or even just cruising socials. Thank you for choosing to start your day off on a positive instead of starting your day off traditionally. So now that we've established the veil, I want to awaken your familiar. Your familiar is not your spirit animal. Your spirit animal is what you resonate with. Some people believe your spirit animal is what you embodied in your past life. If you're a Harry Potter fan, your Patronus is your spirit animal. Your familiar is your projection of yourself, how you perceive yourself to the world. Your familiar lives in the in-between awake and sleep, in between when you close your eyes and when you dream. When you have those naps, when you close your eyes and it feels like 30 seconds goes by, but in reality, 3 hours has passed. Your familiar had work to do. Your familiar is whatever you feel like manifested in spiritual form. They are not bound by the limits of reality, only the limits of your imagination. They are constantly changing based on how you feel. How do you perceive your projection of yourself? Right now, you may see me standing in front of you. You may know me because you know me personally, but the way I project myself, I am a lion with a majestic mane that has Jamaican beads all through it. My eyes are electric green, the lush green of emeralds. I feel confident and powerful. So my fur is purple. Purple is my power color. My hands are large with long, strong fingers that I can crush rocks with. I look pretty badass. I invite you now to close your eyes. Imagine yourself in your bed. You can feel the mattress under you. You can feel the soft pillow under your head, the gentle weight of your blanket. You can hear the sounds of your breathing, the air flowing into your lungs. The current sounds around you drown away, replaced by the sounds of your breath and the beating of your heart. The sounds of crickets gently blow in through the open window with the breeze. A light wind rustles the leaves outside. Suddenly, a bright flash of light, bright enough to bring you to consciousness, but not enough to wake you. You wait for the roll of thunder that follows a flash of lightning. Nothing. Silence. You feel 2 small weights on your chest. You can hear sniffing around your face and the boop of a cold, wet nose. Slowly, as you open your eyes, you see a pair of large amber eyes looking back at you. The face of a calico cat smiles, the eyes growing wider and brighter as they see you are waking up.
Hello. My name is Pix, of the House L. My human calls me Pixel. What's your name?
And I invite you now to mentally become aware of your familiar state. What do you look like? What do you feel like? What do you sound like? What's your name? There's no wrong answer to this. If you are a glowing ball of light and your name is Cristiano, that's fine. This is your familiar. Good morning, Talali, and thank you for joining me today. This is exciting. And as you develop an awareness of your familiar, you don't necessarily have to give it a name right away. I just want you to notice how your familiar is different than you. Maybe your familiar has more confidence than you. Maybe your familiar is a different embodiment. Maybe your familiar is something out of this world. Your familiar is whatever you project yourself to be. And if you're willing, throw into a chat, what does your familiar look like? What does your familiar call itself? Does your familiar have a name? I invite you now to close your eyes once again and allow yourself to embody your familiar. And as you're familiar, I want you to float up high into the sky, high above your human form, and see yourself sitting down. As you're familiar, I want you to see yourself sitting surrounded by the veil, knowing that your physical form will never be harmed by the shadow. And rise up high above the sky, high above the timeline. And just notice, where does your human's past lie? Does it lie to the left? To the right? In front of you? Behind you? What does your human's timeline look to you? Where is your human's future? Is it in front of you? Is it to the left? To the right? Is it behind you? Being able to experience your human's timeline, you'll be able to transverse the timeline safely and easily, joyously. Knowing that if you fix something on the timeline, your human physical form will be protected by the veil. And when you're ready, float back down into the now, float back down into the room, into your body, and open your eyes. So, how was that? That is the introduction to my signature program called A Familiar Breakthrough. That is the beginning steps, the opening intro, if you will, or session 0, where we awaken your familiar and we allow you to discover your familiar and your projection of yourself. From there, we then take your familiar through dissociation and we experience your timeline and we find root causes for things that you might not want to be honest about. Also, this gives us as adults a chance to be creative. You know, people always look at us oddly when we say, you know, I'm going to go play. Play what? Play video games? Or play D&D? Yeah, okay. No. Why can't adults play? You know, why can't McDonald's have a playland specifically for adults? So that's what I want to do. I want to bring in transformational coaching and I want to be able to make a positive change in your life with dissociation through creation. Get your imagination flowing. Be creative. I know I've had some people say like, oh, I'm not creative. I can't visualize the quantum. I can't visualize what my timeline is. Oh, okay. And yet as soon as I tell them how to make their familiar, they're like, oh, I'm a big buff angel with glowing wings and I have a face tattoo? But you're not creative? That's interesting. Again, 10% of what we do is conscious. That leaves 90% to our unconscious. And if we are able to remap that unconscious to allow ourselves to have fun again, I think we'll be able to have a more positive day. So, what did you think? Did the veil create a positive shield for you? Did your familiar allow you to feel protected? Dissociating yourself and being able to discover your timeline through the eyes of something different, did you feel safer? Let me know. And if you would like to experience this more on a one-on-one, I am running a familiar breakthrough starting January 7th, where on Saturdays we have group where there are 4 or 5, depending on how many people show up. There are several of you that are going through the timeline, where you go to the value village and you fill your jars full of your values and how much not is in your life. And you help your human figure out, what happens. Mark, you're heading off to work? Perfect. I hope this was able to let your day start off on a positive. Thank you for joining us. And hey, I hope you can join me again tomorrow and have some more fun. Have a great day, Mark. So a familiar breakthrough is a take on the Avalon Empowerment breakthrough process. Except I have changed it so that we can have more fun. I'm not saying the breakthrough process isn't fun. I've just added more fun to it. So as I say, through dissociation, through creation, we create your familiar. And your familiar travels through your unconscious, and we discover the mapping of your unconscious and what happened to make things awkward. You know, do you have massive road rage problems? Well, let's go back to maybe a time when you were a kid, and we can find that event, and we can bust it, we can break it, and breaking the root cause, we can break all of the chain of events leading up to today. We can reset it. Yeah, we can reset the timeline. That sounds pretty hokey, right? It sounds pretty woo-woo. But I've done this a couple of times now with several different people. And each time, the first words out of their mouth are, holy shit. What was that? Holy shit. How did this happen? It works. So starting on January 7th, if you would like to sign up for a familiar breakthrough, it is an 8-week course that we go through, and on Saturdays you have group, and then throughout the week we have one-on-one dedicated sessions where you and I unpack things that you might have learned, or things that you might have questions about, or things you want to look at a different level. The Familiar Breakthrough does cost $2,500. And I know a lot of you just went, oh boy, $2,500 for 8 weeks. I'm not going to go down through the breakdown. I'm not going to do this as a sales pitch and, but this is everything you get for the low, low price of 4 easy installments. No, look, if you want more information about that, please feel free to reach out to me. I have always found myself to be more transparent than I need to be, and I think that's why most people respect my opinions, and they respect what I have to say because they know it comes from the heart. Some of you might have read my blogs that, who doesn't like a hot take? I love me some hot takes. So, that being said, a Familiar Breakthrough. The other program that I'm going to be launching in the new year is a Awaken Your True Self. It is the licensed program through Avalon Empowerment, and I will be running it virtually. It's technically a 2-day full-out event, like 8 hours a day, but because I'm doing it virtually, I'm going to be busting it up into 4 sections. How long are those sections going to be? I haven't decided yet. I think it's going to depend on how many people want to sign up for it. If you are a member of my Patreon, then you will get early access and you will get information before I go public with it. So, if you want those sneak peeks, please feel free to join my Patreon. With that, I do have a Patreon for the low, low price of $10 a month. I feel so hokey when I say that, but I understand that when we want to invest in ourselves, it is the hardest thing to do. We will jump at the option to help somebody else. If you hear somebody say, I want to be a ballet dancer, but I'm 40. Oh, well, I'm pretty sure I saw a retirement ballet troupe in the paper. I'll look it up for you. Even if we don't know anybody, or if we don't know each other, if we don't know what the context is, we initially always want to help. We will always say, oh, just do this, or oh, do that. Even though nobody asked us for help, we still want to help. Except when it comes to ourselves. Hey kiddos, Oren and Andrea say hello. Hello guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. Did you guys awaken your familiar with us this morning, or are you coming late to the show? If you want me to do it again, I can definitely do it again tomorrow. If there's anyone else out there in the internet that would like to let me know how the Awaken Your Familiar went, but you don't want to say it in chat, 100% direct message me through Facebook, or you can email me at info@livewithadvantage.com. I want to know how this worked. I want to get the feedbacks to see how it works in a group setting, how it works with me just saying words and, trusting you guys to listen to it. If you want to awaken your true self, and if you want to become more authentic, awaken your true self is amazing. I didn't realize how unauthentic I was until I did awaken your true self. And I realized how much of myself I was holding back. As I was saying, when it comes to helping others, we will jump at the first chance. But when it comes to helping ourselves, we want results. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. We want results. We want to know that it's going to work. If we are going to invest in anything that comes to ourselves, we want to know it's going to be results oriented. When we were younger, we went to college and we dropped thousands of dollars on a course we thought was going to be amazing. We didn't do the research. We didn't think about our future for it. I went to stage theater because, of course, I'm going to be successful. I am going to be a successful actor. How could you be a successful actor if you have social anxiety? I didn't think about that. Oops. I didn't know that, going to stage theater or going to school for stage theater, 3 years of education was going to help me with public speaking, sure. But was it really going to help me overall? I didn't care about that. I went to school for stage theater because that's what I wanted to do. Awesome, they're gonna listen to us before school? Perfect. I will do my best to keep my F-bombs to a minimum. Although they know Aunt Cat's got a potty mouth, but that's okay. Good morning, Oren and Dre. I hope you guys have a wonderful day at school. You can tell all your friends that your mom's besties is on the interwebs. Yay! You know an internet influencer. No, I don't influence anybody. I'm just kidding. Anyway, we always want results. When it comes to ourselves, we are looking for results. And so, that's why I started my Patreon. So that you can see results before investment. For $10 a month, and I know that 100% just sounded like one of those UNICEF commercials. For $10 a month, you can sponsor a child. No. For $10 a month, you can see the positive change that you can make. You have access to exclusive content. You have access to some of my audibles that I put up there exclusively, and you also have early access. Because I feel that, after a couple of months, you may realize, you know what? This is the positive change that I want. This is the positive change that I need in my life, and I think Kat's the one to help me through. Even if you don't want to invest in yourself, just knowing that you took the time this morning to start your day off on a positive. The fact that you actively chose to spend your day holding space for myself and for the others. That is a positive change in your life. So, I want to end the day again on a positive. So, I'm going to get rid of myself, and we are going to do some morning breath work, and we are going to get all of the positivity into us today. We are going to reinforce our veil, and I hope that you are able to start your day off on a positive note. So I invite you now for the final time this morning to close your eyes. And allow the music to carry your unconscious where it wants to go. Allow your unconscious to take you on a journey. Develop an awareness mentally of your surroundings. What environment has your unconscious taken you? Make it big. Make it bright. Make it vibrant. Make it a panoramic. And just develop an awareness of one positive scene of where your unconscious has taken you. Maybe it's a Chinese meditation Zen garden with one of those super cool trees that are surrounded by rocks. Just look at it. Take a deep breath of positive energy. Allow the energy to flow into your lungs, absorbing the negativity, and exhale all that negativity, releasing it into the ether. Picture somebody who brings you joy in your life. You can see them from across the room, and no matter where you are, they always bring a smile to your face. Just hearing their name brings a smile to their face and fills you with joy and fills you with positivity. Thinking about that, breathe that positivity in and allow that positivity to overflow through your lungs, through your chest. And as you exhale all that negativity from the night before, for any negativity that you're holding on to. And with one final breath, breathe in the positivity, acknowledging your unconscious and acknowledging the list that it wanted you to know that you erased earlier today. Acknowledge it and say thanks. Thank you for letting me know everything I needed to get done. Thank you for reminding me. And then finally, with one last breath, breathe in, hold it, and know that as you exhale, you are going to begin your day on a positive. As always, I want to thank you for joining me this morning. I want to thank you for holding space for myself and everyone else who has joined us this morning. And if you would like more information on anything that I touched base on today, feel free to contact me. As always, I am going to leave the chill music hanging out for a little while so you can just sit and you can reflect. You can continue your breath work. You can continue to reinforce your veil. You can continue to flow in the positive vibes of this morning. And remember, in Dungeons and Dragons, when a player uses the help action, the other player gets to roll with advantage. Allow me to use the help action to help you live with advantage.